We are in Keelung! This map is 400 years old and it already has Keelung Harbor and Zambing Harbor painted in it. Cimetière Français de Keelung. In the Ghost Month every year, they will have a big celebration here.
我只会讲 Thank you，
香肠是 sausage.
说是刷子。
Keelung is one of my favorite cities in Taiwan. It's the most northern city in Taiwan. It is a bit of a hidden gem, both from a historical perspective and from a beauty perspective, because not all is as it seems. Keelung's history goes back over 400 years. Both the Spanish and the Dutch spent a lot of time here. The French tried to conquer it. The Japanese were here. And during the Qing Dynasty, it was also a very important commercial port. We're going to explore the history today, and we're also going to explore some of the scenery of this great city. I brought my two sons here, and they're going to accompany me. What are your thoughts about Keelung?
I think it's very rich in its history and its background. Also, they have a lot of 小吃 that are pretty good.
Philip, what are your thoughts?
It rains a lot.
I think Keelung has like 300 days of rain or something like that. We're lucky to come here on a sunny day and beautiful day like today. Let's go explore the town, shall we?
Yes.
Okay.
My fishing boat isn't allowed into this most inner part of Keelung Harbor. Despite Keelung Harbor's ancient history, it wasn't until the Japanese occupation in the late 1800s that it really began to flourish. In fact, the Japanese planned to develop this harbor in 5 phases, beginning in 1899 and ending just before the war ended in 1944. In the beginning, they wanted to make this a strong connection to the Japan mainland, and in later years, it was a key part of the Japanese war effort. In addition to the harbor that really flourished under the Japanese occupation are a number of the buildings here. You will see a lot of old Japanese architecture in Keelung Harbor in the surrounding buildings. Keelung Harbor reached its commercial height in the late 80s and in fact was the 7th largest harbor in the world at that time. Nowadays, it is actually more known for its cruise industry. And usually over here, there is at least one large cruise ship dock. But due to COVID right now, there are none. This is the 3rd largest cruise harbor in Asia, just behind Shanghai and Singapore. So when many people drive through Keelung along the road, they don't know that the harbor is actually so huge. But from this spot here, we can get a bit of a sense of how large the harbor is. Show me the map here. So this whole area here is Keelung Harbor. And you can see here, this is the mouth of the harbor right here. So that's right there, the red and the green markers. And what a lot of other people don't realize about Keelung Harbor is it's actually the 113th largest harbor in the world and the 4th largest harbor in Taiwan. And it has a cruise ship area, a cargo ship area. You can see the cargo ship area here, unloading all the cargo there.
Yep.
It also has a military area, that's the red area. And it also has Zambing Harbor, which we'll check out a little bit later, which is where all the tourists go.
所以我们现在应该差不多在这里。
I think so.
因为那里是出海口嘛。
Right. And did you also notice all the repair work going on here?
Yep.
This is still one of the areas where the boats get pulled out, as they have been for over 100 years, and get repaired in this area. So let's go check out more.
All right.
So we're in Zhumbing Harbor, and many people think of this as a beautiful place to have a coffee because they painted these lovely buildings here, which I think is great. But I think there's also the historical part that we should take a look at. Let's take a look at the book here. So you can see this is a Spanish map going back to the 1600s. This is Herping Island, which we've been to, and this is Zhumbing Harbor right here. And you can see the Spanish sailing boats here. So this map is 400 years old, and it already has Keelung Harbor and Zhumbing Harbor painted in it. You get what I mean?
I think you mean 景色依旧在，人是已。
I think you got it. Philip, you understand what it means too?
Yeah, I think you mean like beginning with the Spanish, and then the Dutch, and then the French, and the Han and the Japanese people. This harbor was very important to them.
That's right. This harbor, Zhumbing Harbor, is actually one of the most ancient parts of Keelung Harbor. It is a Class 1 harbor. It's the largest type of harbor in Taiwan. And although you generally only see small boats here, in fact, if you look out this way, you will see some of the large boats here. And actually, Zhumbing Harbor has many over 50-ton CT4, CT5 fishing boats that go to Guam, go close to Indonesia for fishing, go out for several months at a time. So when people look at Zhumbing Harbor, they think of this quaint little area, but don't forget, actually further out there, you have the large ocean-going vessels, and they're not there all the time. They just come to unload and then they leave again, and that's why you won't see many of them. But this harbor, in that sense, is very significant. So I guess you understand now?
Yes.
Should we go have some chuaping?
Yes, definitely.
All right, let's go.你吃这个香肠一定要配那个大蒜的。
那个什么，外国朋友不要辣椒。
要，
很辣哦。
啊，我们爱辣的。
好，爱辣，好。来，这个。来。那这个糯米肠呢？
他的。
啊，来糯米肠。
嗯。
我只会讲 Thank you。
Thank you。我教你一个，香肠是 sausage。sausage， 对啊。sausage， 对，没错。
香肠 sausage。
So I'm at the site of Todos Los Santos Church in Keelung. With me today is Jasmine. Jasmine, 我是刚才从那个三条桥 Santiago 来的，上个礼拜去马港。那今天来到基隆，想了解当时西班牙人怎么过来啊？
是我们现在所在的位置就是基隆的和平岛。那当时呢，其实就是在1626年的时候，西班牙人呢，其实从马尼拉开始。扬帆北上，开着他们大型的军舰呢，其实来到了基隆的和平岛。那他们其实首先到的位置呢，其实是基隆和平岛这边的圣萨瓦多城，是他们在这边所修筑的圣萨瓦多城的位置。所以呢，我们也因此呢，从古地图里面呢，去比对到了，发现了西班牙人其实在和平岛上面呢所修筑的，不管是堡垒以及城堡啊，其实都在这个地方可以被看到。
那他们来这边住了多久？
他们在这边大概待了20几年的时间哦。那最主要是因为呢，原本在南方的荷兰人，其实他们北上了，想要打击走这个西班牙人，所以因此呢，最后西班牙人是被荷兰人所赶走的。那原本他们所修筑的圣萨瓦多城呢，就被荷兰人所占领了，把它变成叫做北荷兰城。
那个教堂的情况能不能介绍给我？
好，那我们就看一下这个教堂的位置啊。 那这个诸圣教堂呢，我们现在看到眼前的部分呢，其实是属于教堂的内殿。那所以这是最靠近祭坛的位置。
所以大门口应该在。
对，它的门口是面向内侧，是面向正滨渔港的位置。在这里面呢，我们有发掘到4具的墓葬，非常接近祭坛的位置。那在西班牙这个天主教的一个他们的教义上来说，最接近祭坛的位置表示它的位阶很高，所以我们可以推估说这个地方出现的墓葬是位阶非常高的这个教士们。
那个地方什么时候找得到啊？
好。其实这个等于是在2011年的时候开始呢，清大的考古团队呢，其实透过这个古地图跟现在的地图的比对呢，去找到了可能就位于我们现在发现的这个平一路的停车场的下方，可能就是诸圣教堂的遗址。考古团队就在这个地方进行挖掘，而看到了我们现在最终看到的这个遗址的样态。那当然呢，这个遗址的出土呢，其实象征着我们基隆和平岛其实早在400多年前的大航海时代就已经成为了在大航海时代的航道的一部分也就表示我们其实在400年前就已经跟世界史接触了。那原本我们最想要找的就是圣萨瓦多城，不过因为圣萨瓦多城现在呢是在造船厂的下方，没有办法去进行挖掘，所以进而我们来这个发现这个诸圣教堂。
了解，谢谢你，谢谢你的那么热情介绍给我知道。
谢谢。
Yes, this is the place. Cimetière Français de Keelung, the old French cemetery in Keelung. So this is where the Sino-French Memorial Park is. Let's take a look and understand what happened here. Yeah, this is it. For the memory of the French Marines and soldiers who died in the Keelung. This memorial is for the Sino-French War, which took place between 1884 and 1885, 10 months, and thousands of people were killed. But in this cemetery, there are about 700 bodies of French soldiers and officers that were interned here. And they came from all over. They might have died in Penghu or other parts of Taiwan. They've all been dug up and reburied here. And this memorial is a tribute to those people. And it's also a tribute to Keelung's long history. In the Ghost Month every year, they will have a big celebration here, and even the ambassador of France will come here and lay down some flowers and some baguettes to remember. So we also have a bit of an offering to make, and let's put it down. And most importantly, French wine. All right, let's put it there for them. Let's have a moment, all right? Okay. It's no wonder Keelung is one of my favorite cities in Taiwan. We're just waiting for the light show here in Zhongbing Harbor, and there's thousands of people. This is a perfect example how Taiwan's fishing harbors are reinventing themselves, going from their historical past to now an entirely new purpose with thousands of people coming to watch this kind of light show. I love it. I think Zhongbing Harbor is really one of my favorite places. This is a great example of the progression of the fishing harbor in Taiwan.